Hello everyone, welcome to 2016, and this is not a resolutions video because I don't have any resolutions. I guess my only resolution would be to challenge myself more, to read more books that are out of my comfort zone, maybe? I don't know. Honestly, I'm just gonna see what happens. I'm gonna kick it real chill, kick it real old school. What? No. So yeah. I'm going to read 50 books this year. That's my goal. It was my goal last year. I read 52 books last year, so I was really killing it. Anyway, so this is going to be a review video. I'm back at school, so I'm talking a little quieter than normal because I'm very self-conscious about how loud I'm being because there's thin walls up in this business. So yeah, I'm going to review a couple books. If you have any ideas for videos, if there's something, oh god, words. If there's something you really want to see, let me know. Tell me. Let me know in the comments. Okay, so I'm going to review two books. They're pretty different from each other, but at the same time, similar. No, they're not. The first one is The Good Soldier by Maddox Ford. I'm reading this for a class currently that I'm in. It's called Literature in the Great War, and it is a January term class because we have that here. So I have a bunch of novels set in Great War England. So The Good Soldier, and then I just finished, like literally 10-20 minutes ago, Rules of Civility, that's hard to say, by Amor Towles. Okay, let's get started. First book, Good Soldier, for Max Ford. Fun fact, not his real name. Not his real name at all. So The Good Soldier follows a man called John Dowell as he narrates what has happened over the past 9+ years and his relationship with a family called the Ashburnhams and his relationship with his wife Florence. Basically, this is a book with a very unreliable narrator, flitting and flatting around 9 years of drama, of intrigue, of passion, of romance, of betrayal, of death. It's literally everything. This book has been said to be one of the 100 best novels written in the English language. It was quite exciting when it was written because it was, I guess, revolutionary for a lot of people. I don't know why it was revolutionary because we didn't really get to that in our discussion, but it was. Overall, this book is a very quick read. It was written in 1915, or it was published in 1915, so right before England broke out into war. It is not a fun book, but it's a quick read. There's a lot of action that happens. It's not very long. The characters are fascinating. You have someone like Florence, and I talked about this on Twitter a bit, who's a bit of an early OG manic pixie dream girl, who's described as like dancing through life and being quite flighty. And then you have someone like Leonora, who is Mrs. Ashburnham in this like four square of characters. She's very strong-willed and tough, and then you have John Dowell, who's just kind of an idiot, to be honest, and then you have someone like Mr. Ashburnham, Edward Ashburnham, who's a bit of, I don't know, he's an interesting character. He kind of, like, redefines the ideas of masculinity of the time, which is cool. This is not making a lot of sense if you haven't read the book, but I'm still going to talk about it. I hated everyone in this book. I had some respect for Leonora, but in general I hated everyone in this book. And it's exciting, because very early on you find out, and this isn't a spoiler because you literally find out on the first page, that 2 of these people have died, and you spend the rest of the novel figuring out why they have died. So, I don't know, it's really exciting, it's very fast-paced. Everyone in this book has blue eyes. I joked about that, but it actually kind of bothered me. The amount of times that I read people being described with blue eyes was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. If you can get past that, it's very fun. If you're looking for something to get into, like an early modern classic you want to get into, or like you're trying to get into books from that period, I think The Good Soldier is a good place to start because it's a very quick, fun read. Yeah, it's a bit depressing at the end, and there's little triggery warnings at the end. So, trigger warnings throughout this book, I would say. But yeah, it gets a little, I don't want to spoil anything, but at the same time there's like, I don't know, I just like be aware, I guess, if you have, I'm not making any sense. It deals a lot with mental illness, but at the same time it doesn't. It's like that kind of early understanding of mental illness that wasn't really any understanding of mental illness, if that makes sense. But anyway, I liked it. It was like a 3-4-star book for me. Rules of Civility, I flipping loved. I about said a curse word. I loved this book. This book was like a solid 1,000,000 stars for me. It was like a sunflower on a breezy spring fall afternoon. It was beautiful. Rules of Civility follows a woman named Katie Content, and Katie is a woman in her mid-20s. The entire book is her talking about a year in her life, 1938, so right before the crash, and it basically follows, or like, right before, no, is it 1938? So the crash has already happened. I actually don't remember. I think it was 1938. I could be really wrong. Am I wrong? I'm sorry, guys. 1937. 1938. Yeah. Wow. I'm sorry. I read that entire book and I forgot what time it was. So after the crash. But, it follows her life. It follows her friendships. It follows her love life. It follows her career. Katie is a fantastic female character. She's very well developed. She's cold, but at the same time incredibly warm. She is really badass and strong and smart and witty and ferocious, and she owns herself. She owns her sexuality. She owns who she is. Love her. The female friendships in this book are great. They never feel competitive. Like, you think they're going to become competitive and like backstabbing, but they never do. They're very based in respect, which felt like a revelation. She also has platonic friendships with men, which also felt like a revelation, which I loved. This book is heartbreaking, and it's so great and wonderful. And if you like period writing, I think you're going to love this. If you like just good writing, you're going to love this book. It's beautiful and very quick. It's a very quick read. It's written in an interesting style. Instead of things like dialogue being put into quotes, it's dashed. So, like, for example, I don't know if you can see that, it's dashed instead of put quotes, which makes it kind of easier in some ways. I loved it. I really loved it. She just owns herself in a beautiful way. Her career story was my favorite part. Her, like, coming into her own as a career woman or whatever was exciting. In general, this book feels like a revelation, especially in how she writes, how Amor Towles writes female friendships. It's amazing. Anyway, so those are my 2 little reviews. I would say read this one, it was really good, and maybe read this one if you're really interested. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a fabulous, wonderful day.